Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good evening, good evening, good evening, brothers and sisters all over the world. Habariza Sabui, Habariza Mchana, Habariza Gioni, brothers and sisters all over the world. The name of this channel is The African Times, and I'm Thomas. All right, everybody, I'm back in the spot. It's a little night chat. Welcome back to a broadcast of the night chat. Those of you who have been with me for a little while, you may remember we were doing some of these night chats. I got a little busy with the work that I was doing, but we need to do a couple of night chats. There are some things that have taken place that they need to be talked about. So tonight, this episode of the night chat is really a big thank you, a big hug, a big shout out, a big thank you to some people, particularly a person who's showing courage, and courage in ways that we don't truly appreciate. So I want to take some time to do that. There's a young lady out here, brothers, it's a lady. Her name is Kaymoney, spoken word. I believe that's it. So I'm Babu. I see all that gray hair. I'm an older brother. So if I've mispronounced the words or the name, please forgive me. But you'll know when you look it up. Kaymoney, spoken word. It's funny because Kaymoney is showing courage for our people, courage for people that look like me and you. So I've been meaning to do this for a while because she needs to know that the work that she's doing is greatly appreciated, and it is valuable work. And so from me personally, I want to thank Kaymoney, spoken word, for the work that she's doing. And I'm encouraging anyone who sees this video, who may watch me, if you don't know of her, go look her up. Not only look her up, subscribe to her channel, view her channel, support her channel. It's very important to do that because of the work that she's doing is good for the people. And the amount of courage that she's showing, she needs to know, and it needs to be tangible for her to feel the support for the work that she's doing for the people. People that look like me and you. Our children, our elderly people, and us as a regular generation and population of people. So let me tell you a little bit about the work that she's doing. I want you to go look at her channel so you can hear it and see it for yourself. But just so you know, hey, Kaymoney, I've never met you other than seeing your videos, listening to some of your work. I'm proud of you, and I appreciate what you're doing for me, my children, and all of the other people in the world that look like us. Okay, so everybody, let me tell you what she's doing, and it's courage. Now, I know many men don't have this courage. They just don't have it. Many women, they don't have it. People, to do this. What she's doing, she's using social media, YouTube particularly, with the appropriate use to make sure that she helps our people. She's taking the platform and the time and her voice and her time and anybody watching her to put out messages about people who also have shown courage to help us. If you've watched my channel, you've seen that I've done a video about the good brothers and sisters who stand up and show courage. You know, in fact, Grandmaster Jay, the other organizations, brothers, the New Black Panther Party, Huey Newton Gun Club, and some others. These are names that I hear. I don't know them personally, but I don't need to know them personally, every one of them, to understand that what they do personally affects me and benefits me and other people that look like me all over the world. And they're showing courage by standing and making their presence felt and known in this world on behalf of people that look like you and me. Now, the reason I'm saying thank you to them also, but a big thank you to Kaymoney Spoken Word, because she is showing courage above and beyond the average person or the above average person. See, she's going out publicly and making statements to support the people that I just mentioned. And this is not something that should be taken lightly. It's something that should be understood. Anyone using this platform in the way that they're supposed to be doing, using it to help our people, particularly people that the W's, people that don't look like me and you, people that are currently in control of many of the world institutions of power, they never want to see people that look like me and you organize ourselves in such a way that we show and demonstrate power. Power. There's no other way to explain it, but that's what it is. It's power. I'm going to do a little lecture about that later, but you must understand we have a history of this. It's a shared history between us and them. And in that history, you can see it's clear. The people who have stood and expressed themselves to benefit us, who express themselves in such a way to demonstrate that they understand power, how power works, what power is, who has power, and the fact that we have power. When a person stands up and does that, there are people who, they don't like that. People that don't look like me and you. And we all know who those people are. Those people, when you stand up and you make statements, you put out information, you support and promote the ideas and concepts of self-sufficiency, independence, you advocate social or political or economic system that's contrary to theirs, one where people that look like me and you can have our uhuru freedom. There are many people who don't like that. And so when you take a stand and you put on your armor, your courage, and you stand up and support people like the people I mentioned, you know, Grandmaster Jay, in fact, the brothers and sisters who, many of you, I don't know your names, so I don't want you to think that you're forgotten. No, I cherish you. I know that our good brother, Grandmaster Jay, has love and support from others. And those people that love and support him, we thank and appreciate you, because we know it's a group consciousness that all of you have, understand, and practice. And so individuals like Kaymoney Spoken Word, who stand up openly and support openly the people who stand up for us, they're showing courage because they are aware, just as I'm sure she's aware, that there are people who don't like that. You know, you get, like me, I get text messages or comments, I should say, comments that, particularly when I do a video like this, that they aren't flattering, they aren't helpful and positive. They have a certain degree of negativity designed to intimidate, frighten, you know, and perhaps put you in a frame of mind that would make you stop openly supporting the people who care about us enough to show courage. So I'm just not that kind of person like that would allow something like that to deter me. So our good sister, Kaymoney Spoken Word, I just want to thank you again, because I understand and I know how much courage you're showing. I know what's in you. I love you and support you. All of you who take that position and support our good brothers and sisters when they stand up for us, I thank you. And I just want to point out to her, I appreciate you. You know, I know what you're doing and what you're going through. So thank you. Everyone, like, there are many types of soldiers. Even if you take a military operation, right? You have a variety of soldiers who perform different functions. You take our good United States, right? They have a variety of military personnel, each serving a particular function, a particular purpose, right? All the soldiers are not necessarily in a soldier's uniform. It doesn't work that way. You need soldiers that are not in uniform. Just like you would have in a police force. You'd have, plainclothes cops, right? They're still serving the same function as the police officers who are dressed in the uniform. They're serving the same function. But the tactic that they use, the strategy, requires them to what? Wear a different uniform. Interact with the public in a certain way. Perform specific duties to accomplish a specific task. And so this is what you have too when you have people in the society, particularly people who look like us. In order for us to solve our problems, there are some people, their role is just as important as others. Just like in a military operation, the person on the front line, very important, extremely important. But those individuals who work behind the scenes recruiting for the military, those individuals who are writers, putting out the various print media to wrap the military in a propagandistic way so that the things the military does is looked at by the public as being positive, good, regardless of the nature of the activity. I remind you all, remember, there was a brother who stood up before the world and said that a certain individual had this much stuff, this much dangerous weapon that it could destroy the world, so we got to go over there and stop him. Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Then you have to have this media apparatus that, after they found out that those things were not true, you still gotta what? Wrap it up, make it look good, make it positive, even if it's a sense of making people forget that this happened, and then you put the spin back on it and make it good. So that's the way I talked to you before. That's the way of using propaganda in a positive way for them, in a positive way. So if you aren't careful and you only allow others to put out that type of propaganda, then the people who love and support you can be overwhelmed by their negative propaganda or their positive propaganda to make our people who love and care about us think that what they're saying, their presentation of the information, is true. Let me make this a little clearer. You know how every time one of our good brothers is shot down, killed, murdered, that when that happens, then there's the propaganda. Well, maybe they had drugs in their system. Maybe they had a criminal past. Maybe they just weren't a good person. Maybe they were hostile. They're aggressive. You see? Now, that kind of information being put out over and over and over and over and over again through media will have an impact on some people who, if they're not strong enough to know that that's just propaganda, over time and time of being bombarded with that same repeated message of how bad the victim was, and the victim was horrible, and the victim, then they'll start thinking to themselves, some, not me, I know better, and I'm hoping you know better, us, we, people that look like us, if they don't have a strong mind, a strong consciousness, an African consciousness, a black African consciousness, then they can be overwhelmed by that information, and before they know it, they're starting to believe, well, yeah, well, maybe he was, intoxicated on drugs, and maybe he was a bad person then, and so it was justifiable why they did what they did. That's how it works. That's how it works. Look, there's a guy, and I'm gonna let you go, but there's a guy. They promote him a lot as being like this really bad person, Hitler. Something that he said in I think in that book, Mein Kampf. And I'm not promoting him. He W just like everybody else. He really doesn't have any good intentions for people to look like me and you. But just to give you an idea of what his thinking was, at the time he said, well, when you tell a lie to the people, he's talking about like the government people, the people who are in charge of society, controls of society. When you tell a lie to the people, you can't tell a small lie, because it won't work to convince the people to do something, or to convince the people. I'm paraphrasing from the book. You can't tell them a small lie because they just won't believe it. It won't be enough to get them to do what you need them to do. It won't be enough because the people themselves tell many small lies, so they're used to small lies. They aren't moved by that. You have to tell a big lie. This is what he said. You have to tell a big lie. And you have to repeat that lie, that big lie, over and over and over again. And if you do that over and over again, the people will start to believe the lie, even though the people know that it's ridiculous, it's wrong, it makes no sense at all, and it's not true. They'll start to believe it because it's a big lie and it's being repeated over and over again. This is what is happening to us. You know? It's like saying, we're going to talk more about it, like the buffalo killing. Now, remember, the buffalo killing, this just happened, and we got our good brothers and sisters on trial for something that is ridiculous. But here's the propaganda. They have you focused on that and how, ridiculous, and, then they bring this over here. This man goes and openly kills. Now, and remember, I'm going to show you. I want you to understand. This man openly comes in, young boy, whatever, 18, I think, comes in and he shoots some people. Brothers and sisters who look like me and you. Shoots them only because they look like me and you. And then he stands up in the court and says, not guilty. Now, you understand what I'm saying? How do you plead? It's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I plead not guilty. He put the video on. He shot the video himself. You see him doing it. He did it. You come, you arrest him. It's real. It's not made up. It's real. But not guilty. And then if you follow the propaganda, the media, you'll notice over time there'd be compassion and sympathy and well, maybe his brother just was, and when it ain't all everybody now, it's just him. But 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks before him, you just had another one, do some stuff to another brother. And then before that, and then 3 weeks later, you see? So they put the propaganda out. So we have to put out our own positive propaganda to counteract the negative propaganda. Otherwise, if you're not careful, like in Mein Kampf, your people will start to believe, question themselves, and believe the other people's propaganda. So I hope you've been able to follow the general point I'm making to you, is that the thank you to Kaymoney, spoken word, is because she's doing exactly what I just talked to you about. She's not allowing just one side of a story to be presented to you. She's standing up with courage, regardless of what the negative consequences may be. She's standing up with courage to put out a different story, a truthful story about what's really happening, what's taking place, and then saying to you, hey, listen, you can support these people by doing this, and you should. You should support her. You should support, in fact, Grandmaster Jay, the people standing up for us. Because they didn't do anything. They didn't break no laws. They didn't do anything like that. No, it's just when people stand up to support people that look like you and me. And see, for me, it's very important to understand. We have children coming up behind us. She's looking out for them. She's taking her life, her energy right now and looking out for them, just like those other brothers and sisters. So, appreciate you, sister. Love you. Got mad love and respect for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And y'all, let's all support her. Go subscribe to her channel. View her material. Support her. Look out for that sister. Make sure that sister's okay. Donate to her. If she's got, So all I'm saying, I hope you understand, we have to do that. We have to do that as a people, particularly those people like her and the others who are standing up in such a way that they're putting their courage out in front of you for you to see. So I just had to come and tell you, and you know, I'm really busy, so I'm a little bit behind in my correspondence. So yeah, good sister, love you for that. And as always, to those brothers and sisters standing up, appreciate you so much, love and respect you. Concludes this session of the night chat. Just wanted to let you know. All right, everybody. Look out for that Sister Kaymoney Spoken Word. I believe that's the name of our channel. Go there, look it up. You'll see it. It'll come up. You'll know who she is when you see it, okay? I love you all. Uhuru. Uhuru. Uhuru.